Hey everybody, this is John Franklin Reviewer, and if you have been following me, I've been doing my Leprechaun series. Right now, I am doing the ranking video. We have 8 Leprechauns here. Let's begin. Okay, number 8 should be no surprise to anybody. That is Leprechaun Origins. Why is this one number 8? Well, first off, it's very boring. There was no point of this movie here. You got these 4 Americans going to Ireland. It's like their last weekend before they're going to go back to America. But will they survive? Unfortunately, it feels like that the Leprechaun is not the Leprechaun we know. He looks like more of a demon from hell. Which I know the Leprechaun to a point is, but he's not the little green guy. Let's go that way. It's pretty much, he's a side character. It's more about these 4 Americans versus this father and son. Kind of think it's a huge cat and mouse game here. Not really a fan of this movie. Very boring overall, and only one cool death. The rest of the other ones were really stupid, and the acting was horrible. Okay, number 7. So number 7 is Leprechaun Back to the Hood. There's a lot of people that really enjoy this one here. For me, I'm not really a big fan of this one. I mean, honestly, first off, let's start with the Leprechaun there. He's kind of a big parody of himself here. It seems like that, at one point he's getting himself high. He gets himself unaccidentally pushed into a refrigerator here. And honestly, even his humor, even his dialogue, it just felt like Warwick Davis didn't even want to be in this movie, honestly. Not really a fan of the main characters. I feel like in this movie, I didn't care if anybody lived or died. Same thing with Leprechaun Origins, I should have mentioned. Just nothing really, really fun about this sequel. This, sequel to the Ice-T Back in the Hood one. Okay. Number 6 is going to be Leprechaun 2. This was the last one that was at the theaters. Another one I'm not really too thrilled of, really. I mean, the Leprechaun himself is really good. There's a really cool death scene in a coffee shop. Other than that, not really a fan of anything else. The main character tries. This old guy was kind of his mentor, is horrible. The lead actress, the love interest, oh my god, every time that she opens up her mouth and says her lines, it's cringeworthy. It's just horrible overall. It was almost like they could have found someone better, but this was coming out right after 1993's Leprechaun, so they just found whoever they could find. Beautiful to look at, horrible actress, and I hated the rest of the deaths for sure on that one there too. Number 5 is going to be Leprechaun 4 in Space. Now, why do I have this one up decently high on this one, at least compared to the other 3 there? There's a decent amount of entertainment value in this one. There's a lot of stupid things in this movie, but for whatever reason, it actually works. Putting a horror star in space, maybe the stupidest idea in the world. This came right behind Hellraiser 4 that was also in space. But the thing was that this one, Warwick Davis seemed like he was still having fun most of the time there. Some of his dialogue he could have delivered a lot better, but he seemed like he was fun with it. The human characters on that, a lot of them were pretty good. I actually love the main character in this one. The female scientist in this movie, the love interest, decently well. One thing I thought was really stupid was, what was the point of Leprechaun in space trying to marry a princess to become a queen? He'd become a king. So they really barely talk about the gold in this one, honestly. They completely forget about that there. Thought that was kind of ridiculous. You could tell that even for 1997, the special effects really were not good at the time there. But this was one of the ones that was straight to, at the time, VHS. So the thing was that, like I said, there could have been so much more better about this movie here. But that's where it ends up at number 5. Number 4 is Leprechaun in the Hood. This is the one where it's, of course, Warwick Davis and Ice-T. I do definitely enjoy this one a lot better than its sequel there, Back to the Hood there. Once again, Warwick Davis hits it out of the park. He has fun with it. I love his deaths in this. Ice-T, he's another one that's real fun where, I love his acting ability in this one. He goes from, being serious, being funny, being scared, not giving a fuck about anything. I really did enjoy all that for what it really was. And that's definitely a good thing. Your 3 main characters in here could have been a lot better, but honestly, I still like the story about it. They tried with something different with the Leprechaun. Instead of his gold, it was a flute. I did enjoy the flute to a point, but then really all the flute did was it made, once you blew on it, everybody else became a mindless zombie. You know, well, I think I even said in my review on this one was you had to be a mindless zombie to really like this movie. But overall, could have been better. Oh, I forgot one more thing. I also like the Leprechaun rapping. Really cool on that one there. Okay, number 3. I'm sticking this up because it's going to be Leprechaun 3. That's right. Leprechaun 3 is number 3 on this one. Leprechaun in Vegas, perfect setting for him, I feel like here. Really enjoyed it. I loved your main character. I love the female main character, your love interest. This time I think sometimes she even acts better than he does. Other people on there is actually pretty good. The magician's pretty good. He's a dick, but I actually kind of like his acting in this one here. The owner's the only one I'm not really the biggest fan of there. You know, and the thing in this one is that everybody, instead of this one person having the gold coin, a bunch of people have it. And once you have this one coin, you can make your wishes and all that. And because I thought it was actually 3 wishes, but for some reason it's only 1 wish on this one here. I guess that's one thing they do change it up on. But the deaths in this are really cool. I really think those are actually good on that one there. Okay, now we are on the last 2 here. The original Leprechaun and the one that's supposed to be the true sequel more than Leprechaun 2, which I might actually agree with this one, Leprechaun Returns, that came out in 2018. Okay, so which one is going to get runner-up and which one is going to be number 1? Your runner-up is going to be Leprechaun Returns. I like Leprechaun Returns. This is the second time that this is not Warwick Davis, but this person, at least we know it's a little green guy. Honestly, I have such a guilty pleasure for this movie. If they ever do come up with any more Leprechaun movies in the future, and hopefully they will, I could see this one being pushed up at number 1 because it's such a great, funny movie. I do like some of the deaths. There are some rip-offs on this from, I believe, The Evil Dead, and there's one of 13 Ghosts, if you remember that movie, folks. But I still enjoyed the deaths in this one. The Leprechaun himself is definitely the biggest thing I like. And also Ozzy from the original is also in this one. There is one point Ozzy does die and he becomes a ghost, but then when they do show the ghost with the main character, you know, pretty good. The main character, there's times where sometimes her acting's good and sometimes it's bad. So she's kind of a mixed element there. Sometimes I like her, sometimes I don't. Other people, I really don't think their acting's that good. I think there was a waste of time of that millman getting killed with his truck running over his head of the leprechaun there. Other than that, I mean, I think if they took that out, I think the movie still would have been a lot better than what it was. Your number 1 is Leprechaun, the very first one in 1993. Jennifer Aniston was in this. Very surprised how well her acting was before she got big with the show Friends and other stuff in other movies. She really does a good job in this movie. Almost everybody in this movie does a good job. Really, my only problem I really think I had with really acting-wise was Jennifer Aniston's dad. I didn't really believe anything that came out of his mouth there. It didn't seem convincing at all. And I mean, like I said, I love the deaths. Ozzy again was in this one when he was younger. Everybody in this movie did a really good job. You know, oh, and the practical effects in this movie really surprised me. Even some of the special effects, maybe they don't, you know, maybe they're not as good as they are now, but even for 1993 were really, really good. Okay guys, there's my listing of the Leprechauns there from worst to best. What is yours? I'd definitely be curious. Give me a comment down below. If you just want to give me a ranking, if you want to give me reasons behind it, there's your option one way or the other there. If you enjoyed this, give me a like. Please subscribe. Also hit that notification. So thank you guys so much for watching this video, and as always, stay awesome.